Hey Ophiuchus, Seeker 13. How's your February going? Knight of Wands. Very fast so far. Desiring. Wanting. Craving. Movement. Change. A person. A thing. A purpose. 10 of Wands. Maybe all of the above, and you're realizing that it's all too much. You can't flow everywhere on dry land. The Death card. And you can't defeat change. Defeating change is like trying to defeat death, and well, we all know. That shit unfortunately does not work. Temperance. What you can defeat is resistance to your own transformation. No, it's just 3. 7 of Swords, Knight of Cups, 2 of Wands. So you can either overthink it and battle it, or you can accept it, harness it, learn from it and through it, evolve, and expand. You can either tell yourself you don't feel what you feel, you don't care the way you care. Picking up on the song, I'm not in love, it's just a stage that I'm going through. I'm always looking for something new, but don't go running away. Ooh, you are in love. Or whatever this is that you're trying to tell yourself that you're not, and you are. The Chariot, you're going to find yourself going from denial and resistance to it to fighting for it. Finding ways. To get it back. Get it back. Interesting. Why back? What did you do? Did you tell them that you don't care? Did you tell yourself that you don't care? The World. The Fool, what a duo. Oh my gosh. 8 of Wands, Knight of Swords, and 5 of Cups. So travel is happening here. There's movement for sure. Somewhere new, somewhere different. Somewhere you can be free. Somewhere where your movement isn't restricted. Or maybe this is the person you're going after, because now the 5 of Cups kind of shows me the feeling of someone leaving and staying behind. It was all too exciting, all too big to accept was too much for you to handle. Until you realize that there's nothing else you could imagine wanting to handle. So the Chariot, the Fool, and the World, and Eight of Wands, and Knight of Swords, and Two of Wands, and all of this is just such fast, swift movement forward. An incredible new beginning, an adventure. A whole new world. It's like once you're on that wave, you're on that ocean. It's going to swift you off your feet. You are going for a new start. You want to discover a new world. You want to forget your sorrows. Funny thing is, you can. Nothing is stopping you. Right now, as you're watching this reading, fear and overwhelm stops you. But as soon as you accept this new evolution of yourself, this new passion, this desire, some of you are quite literally traveling or about to travel or moving, journey. I'm picking up on a very big journey that it's not going to just be February, it's going to continue. The North Node in Taurus, I feel like, is really pulling you in this direction. Show me more for Sacred 13 / Ophiuchus, please. For February. So much is going on. 4 of Swords and 3 of Swords. Okay. Five, 4, 3. 5 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Wherever you're going to find such stillness and quiet where all the pain and betrayal of the past are going to echo strongly, not in events, rather coming back to the surface. Things that you have, I don't want to say suppressed, but you just couldn't handle. There was too much to handle, and you just had to deal with life. Right, sorry. But the stillness of this place is going to allow the pain to resurface, and it's so important. It will give you some retrospect onto what people actually did to you. Like, it will allow you to go into the actual understanding of what happened to you. Some of you have not gone there, not fully, for whatever reason, and there was too much stuff, to prevent you from feeling safe enough to prevent your psyche from feeling safe enough to surface for you to deal with and acknowledge and heal. And then you're going to also realize aspects of betrayal that have occurred that you may have skipped. Oh, I can't think about it now, or I can't deal with this now. In the words of Scarlett O'Hara, I'll think about it tomorrow. Oh, rat, if you go, what shall I do? What shall be of me? I'm slaughtering the quote, but that's along those lines. Well, I love Scarlett O'Hara, but I'm picking up that in this case specifically, it represents someone that has been playing you for a very long time, that has been getting the best of you, even though they've been giving you the worst of them. And you were so much immersed in the situation and in the dynamic, you didn't see what they were doing to you. The level of emotional toxicity and taken advantage of. And the more you distant yourself from that person, whether it be by separation, by breakup, by leaving, apply, the more it will just dawn on you the swamp that you've been sleeping in. And it's going to bring up a sense of resistance, anger, frustration, legitimate. Not telling you but, or you should, legitimate, just feel it, feel through it. If you suppress it, you will not be able to heal it, and you will just make it fester and get worse and worse. And so if it comes out, let it out. Go for a run, hit a punching bag, doesn't matter. Scream to the pillow, swim, whatever. Cry. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Tears have a biological necessity. When we cry, stress and anxiety hormones leave our body through the tears. So when you hold the tears in, you hold all those stress hormones in. That's not good for your immune system. Let it out. Show me more, please, for Ophiuchus for February. The devil. This will make you want to not care anymore. You're like, I cared so much, and I was taken advantage of, and I was dragged through the mud, and I didn't even realize because I cared so much, or I was so addictive to that person, to that dynamic, to that toxicity, or I thought I could heal them. That's your toxicity now, or you stayed because you thought you could heal them. You were enabling them. You are currently enabling them if you're still there. So sentiments of anger and frustration will come up. You will also be mad at yourself for being there for as long as you've been there. And then you might feel the urge to vengeance. Now, most people, when they feel like they want to revenge, they don't actually revenge the person that hurt them. What they do is they pass it along. Okay? So you meet someone new and you do to them what was done to you because, well, now all women are like that, or all men are like that. I mean, you can go to that weak place. It's kind of boring. And you'll just be perpetuating the cycle. Or take a deep breath, or 17,000 deep breaths for the way, for the looks of it. And be like, this stops with me. The person that I'm now seeing, or the person that I will meet, is not them. It's not their fault. They didn't do any of that to me. And I'm going to give them a clean chance. And if they do the same, then okay, I'll be aware faster. I will leave faster. Right? But staying there for the vengeance and playing the game, you will have to dig 2 graves. Another aspect of this is that freedom will taste so sweet that you will be tempted to not care anymore. 9 of Wands. To not care anymore, to not fight for anything anymore. You'll be like, what's the point? You gotta be discerning. One battle was futile, the next battle won't. Don't fall to projection. Yes, all of this in February. That's pretty intense. I have a sneeze coming. Oh. Thank you. All the lies. You're going to be like, wow, all the lies. I think you're going to meet someone that will be probably really, really different than this person. And the comparison is going to blow you away. You're like, I cannot believe I dealt with all that crap when it didn't have to be like that. Ace of Wands. Start anew, Ophi. With this person that you kept telling yourself that you don't really care about. You told yourself that you don't really care about them because they are everything that you didn't believe you deserve. So admitting that you care about them would be like, well, I can never have that. I don't deserve that. So if I care about that, well, that would be terrible. Well, you do deserve that. The Tower. And there's something about this thing that breaks down your concept of self. It shakes you up a little bit when it comes to your state of beliefs for whatever reason, or way of life. Maybe this is someone that needs a different way of life from yours, or has a different worldview. It could be relatively eccentric to yours, or different in some way, shape, or form. That could have been an aspect of the resistance that you had to them, or to your feelings. But so the Tower is ruled by, believe it or not, Neptune, Poseidon. And he is brother to Hades, the death card here, Pluto. What's going on with Pluto? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Hello, the Moirais. So what is happening with Pluto and Neptune? So Pluto is in Capricorn, Neptune is in Pisces. Oh, they are sextile. Okay, so there's a conversation here. Something that really shakes you, shakes the earth. Because, you know, Neptune, there's the assumption it rules the water, and yes, but it also rules earthquakes, like deep earth. So the Tower here with the Death card really brings it up, like something that shakes up your world completely. But it's undeniable, and with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like life just flips you upside down in order for you to align with this frequency that is way kinder to you. You may have been in a frequency and mindset of self-sacrifice. You know, it's the shadow side of Christianity and a lot of religions, like to sacrifice the self for the so-called greater good. I spoke about it in the Taurus reading. You might want to watch it, but Taurus for February, yeah. But you know, you can't escape the Wheel of Fortune of the mythic tarot, where you see the Moirais, goddesses of fate, who weave the destiny of man and woman. When they decide you need to flip somewhere, somehow, you do. And you see the opening here, it's always for the sake of salvation and liberation. Even if it feels like even if it feels like crazy. There's a lot of pressure cards on the table, a lot of new beginnings. A cycle is right now ending and a brand new cycle begins, and it's uncomfortable and exciting and scary and overwhelming, and you feel like you're making crazy choices one second, and then the next you feel like you're just a puppet on a string and you have no responsibility for said choices, and it's all very shaky, but so very magical as well, because I think big love will come of it. Ophi, Seeker 13, I genuinely do. And I believe you're going to have to really dive into your psyche and go through a change in the self. It's not just exterior change, it's also exterior change. With these cards, your reality changes. This is a change of reality. This is very much so your 3D reality, okay? It's not just inner, but it's also inner. Everything shakes up here. This reading, but look at the abundance. Empress at the bottom of the deck. Look at the abundance that it brings. Oh, Empress and the Emperor. Oh my goodness. It's a party. Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. If you're a man, this will get you to your divine masculinity. If you're a woman, this will get you to your divine femininity, and this will get you together. I see, you know, that's the fun part of being a good tarot reader. So there's no Two of Cups here, there's no Ten of Cups here, all that jazz. But the level of pressure from the universe on the psyche in this reading cannot be anything less than love, because love is the most pressuring thing on the psyche there is, and it's the most meaningful thing, and it's everywhere and everything all the time. It always amazes me how we make a big deal out of like love when love is in everything all the time. And it's kind of sad and tragic that, you know, having someone tell you that they love you be so exciting and over and like, what? Thanks. When it's supposed to be the most trivial thing in the world. That's part of the human tragedy these days that we're working on. A lot of us are teaching a lot of self-love and love to the other. But the problem is, with the teachings of thousands of years for loving the other, we took ourselves out of the equation. in order to love the other, we must sacrifice ourselves and not love ourselves, and that's not love. Because if everyone is the creator, and the creator is the whole, the big picture that is bigger than the sum of its puzzle pieces, then every single one of the pieces of the puzzle is crucial and divine. If one piece of the puzzle is missing, there is no big picture. So when you sacrifice yourself and deny yourself of happiness and love and importance, you deny it from God, you deny it from creation, you deny it from your fellow thespians, because with your lack, they suffer too. There's an imbalance in nature's equilibrium. And having the emperor and the empress here bringing a perfect balance of yin and yang, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine. It's powerful. After all this shakeup, all these earthquakes. I mean, look, Pluto in Capricorn with Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces can definitely show earthquakes and tsunamis and floods. Absolutely. But it's a manifestation of the shakeup that happens to the human psyche. The evolution that we're going through now. The exceptional leap in frequency. We are vibrating higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And the more these energies descend upon our psyche from other realms, the more it creates a lot of pressure with our current vibration, right? Because two very extremely different matters, frequencies, can't be in the same room together. They reject one another. It creates tension, it creates a breakage. That's why there's all these earthquakes and disasters. We are in a lower consciousness, and higher consciousness is descending upon us and forcing us to wake up. There's global awakening right now as we speak. The Freedom Convoy and the truckers all over the world, may God has blessed them. They represent the awakening of the spiritual warrior within the collective, which is such an imperative part of awakening. If you don't care about things that are going on, if you don't care about the wrongs in the world, and if you are not hurt by injustice and lack of equilibrium in nature, then you are not tapped, my friend. You might be a theoretical spiritualist, an intellectual spiritualist, liking to think of yourself as above it all. That's just a sham. All the range of emotions in the human condition are holy and exist for a reason. They are part of the spectrum. All the colors create light, right? And everything comes from darkness. Dark matter that holds matter, space that holds the planets, and so on and so on. Empty space, empty matter, dark matter that holds the atoms, the electrons, the protons, the neutrons. They all matter. Even the lack of matter matters. And if it matters, then you feel it. When something truly matters to you, you don't just look at it as an observer, you feel it, you're in love with it, or you're rage with it. You can't be indifferent. This reading this month is not going to let you stay indifferent. If you are superiorly indifferent right now, spiritually woke, but awakeningly asleep, it's going to kick your ass, my friend. But it's going to be intense and fast and furious, and it's going to get you to a whole other level of understanding of the self, and it's going to have you connect with someone very, very special. So please actively go for it. Please actively go for it. Let me look further. Hold on. Major changes, major movements. Fasten your seatbelt. I won't do an extended this time. However, whichever sign you are, out of the other 12, you have an extended for your love life. I will link it below. It's available on Vimeo and on Patreon. Okay, there's 12 love life extendeds for the month of February. I would love for you to check out Patreon, although you can have it separately for separate signs on Vimeo. I would love for you to check out Patreon. Over there you get all the extendeds for unlimited streaming, present and past. You can go back in time and watch readings in past months. I don't take them off Patreon, and there's also tons of other VIP content over there. Check it out. Check out Tarot Masterclass Bunka if you want to study tarot from me. There are 90 pre-recorded classes that I created. One class for each tarot card, and of course extra classes to connect the dots and many other aspects and layers to tarot. If you want to be a tarochi, and even if you don't want to be a tarochi, you're just on a spiritual path and you want to go through a shamanic journey with me, it is definitely included within that class. You can rent the classes separately, like a library. You don't have to take the entire course. You can just check out one of them and see if you want to have the rest. If you do so, I recommend the Introducing Tarot, the very first one, but really whatever you want. And on Patreon, you also have the special project that I made to elevate your karma, karmic shift and liberation. It looks into it. There's 12 of those, one for each zodiac sign. We go into your past lifetime karma, the present lifetime karma that you created this lifetime, and your lineage karma, and how they all affect your love life, your career, and your spirituality. And I created a big tarot spread, and there's also oracles and runes. It's fun. Runes are also on Patreon every week, daily messages. What else can I tell you? I want to thank my channel members for your monthly support with your monthly subscription here on YouTube. If you're not familiar, you can become a member, and then it's $1.99 per month, and you can cancel anytime. And it's a great way to reciprocate energy for the hours of free content that I post monthly here on YouTube. And I want to thank my patrons who give a great monthly support and also get tons of other content on top of the content here. Thank you all. I feel like a beauty queen saying thank yous to everyone. What else? The Karmic Shift and Liberation is available also on Vimeo for separate purchasing. Link is below. And if you want a free example of Karmic Shift and Liberation, check out the Ophiuchus Karmic Shift and Liberation. That is, I called it the Immigrant's Empire. So I'm the 13th on the playlist. If you're new, hello, how you doing? My name is Morgane. This is the Existential Shift. Technically, Ophiuchus kind of correlates with Sagittarius time-wise. It's a combination of Scorpio energy and Saggy energy, but I use it as Seeker 13 as ways of something that, like a sign that is not above sign, but is an integration of all the signs and none of the signs at the same time. It's the understanding that astrology is helping us through the matrix and isn't meant to, imprison us further in the matrix. It shows us the map of the matrix. It is the matrix, so we can sail through it with awareness as opposed to stay stuck in it, right? That's why people who don't believe in astrology are the most stuck in the matrix, and people who do believe in astrology are the faster to ascend because they go through the journey of awareness. Yada yada. Cheers. I'll see you soon.